Hello YouTube, we're on the Real Programming channel. I'm its host, my name is Andrei. I greet you, welcome. This is our 11th lesson. It's about HTML, JavaScript. We talk about the Phrase-O-Matic app. And for start, let's do exercise. Sharpen your pencil. Below you find a web page with a lot of empty items ready for your JavaScript to fill in with temperatures. We've given you most of the code. It's your job to finish it up so that it sets the content of each list item to the corresponding temperature. From the array AG, the list item with ID is equal to temp0 will get the temperature at index 0 in the array and so on. So list item with ID temp3 will read the temperature at freeways was 65. For extra credit, see if you can figure out how to get the temperature at 0 to read none instead of 0. Okay, don't forget, remember, you will find all the code and materials of this lesson under this video in the description link to the Google Drive. Okay, let's look on Sublime Text. This is our code for this exercise. Here is the HTML. Here is where we combine loops and arrays. Can you see how we're accessing each item in the array using a variable index? The code will fill in each list item within a phrase with a temperature. Okay. Try my new Phrase-O-Matic and you'll be a slick talker just like the boss or those guys in marketing. Check out of this code. Okay. So, this code for the hot new Phrase-O-Matic app and see if you can figure out what it does before you go on. You didn't think our serious business application from chapter 1 was serious enough? Fine, try this one if you need something to show the boss. Phrase-O-Matic. We hope you figured out this code is the perfect tool for creating your next startup marketing slogan. It has created winners like win-win value-added solution and 24/7 improved process in the past, and we have had hopes for more winners in the future. Let's see how this thing really works. First, we define the make phrases function, which we run after the page has fully loaded, so we know we can safely access the DOM. We define a function named makePhrases that we can call later. All the code for makePhrases goes here. We get to it in a sec. We run makePhrases as soon as the page is done loading. 2. With that out of the way, we can write the code for the makePhrases function. Let's start by setting up 3 arrays. Each will hold words that we'll use to create the phrases. We'll use the shortcut from creating these arrays. We create a variable named words1 that we can use to reference the first array. And we're putting 5 string in this the array. Feel free to change this or the latest best words out there. And here are 2 more arrays for words signed, two new variables, words1 and words3. 3. Okay, we've got 3 new arrays of nice buzzwords. Now that we are going to do is randomly choose and 1 word from each and then put them together to create a phrase. Here is how we choose 1 word from each array. We create 1 random number for each array and assign it to a new variable, rand1, rand2, rand3 respectively. This code generates a random number based on the number of items in each array, in our case 5, but feel free to add more to any array, it will still work. And 4, we now create the stick marketing phrase by taking each randomly chosen word and concatenating them all together with a nice space in between for readability. We define another variable to hold the phrase. We use each random number to index into the word erase 5. We almost done, we have the phrase, now we just have to display it. But now you already know the drill. We are going to use the document getElementById, without document, to locate our paragraph element and then use the inner HTML to put the new phrase there. We get the P element with the ID phrase. Then we set the content of the P element to the phrase. And okay, finish that last line of code. Have one more look over it all and feel that sense of accomplishment before you load it into your browsers. Give it a test drive and enjoy the phrases. Here is what ours looks like. Just reload the page for endless startup possibilities. Okay, not endless, but work with us. Here we are trying to make this simple code exiting. There are no double questions. What exactly is math? And what do math_random and math_floor do? Math is a built-in JavaScript library that has a bunch of math-related functions in it. math_random generates a random number between 0 and 1. We multiply that by the number of items and the array which we get using the length property of the array. To get a number between 0 and the length of the array, the result is likely to be a floating point number like 3.2. So we use math_floor to make sure and we get an integer number that we can use and index into the array to pick the random word. All math_floor does it drop the numbers after the decimal point in a floating point number. For example, math_floor 3.2 is free. Where can I find documentation on things like math? A great reference for JavaScript is JavaScript, the definitive guide by David Flanagan. Earlier you said that you can store primitives like number string and boolean and variables or objects, but we're storing arrays in variables. So what is an array, a primitive or an object? Good catch on array. An array is a specific kind of object that's built into JavaScript. It's special because you can use numerical indexes to access the values stored in the array, something you can do with other non-array objects or objects that you create yourself. You learn how to create your own objects in chapter 4. What happens if you try to access an array index that doesn't exist? Like if you have 5 words stored in a word, my words, and I try to access my words 10 in square brackets, you get indefinite, which, if you recall, is the value of a variable that hasn't been assigned a value yet. Can I remove an item from an array? If so, what happens to the index of the other elements? You can remove an item from an array, and you can do it a couple of different ways. You could set the value of the array and the index to null. For example, my array square brackets 2 is equal null, but that would mean the length of the array stays the same. Or you can remove the item altogether using the function split. In the case, the indexes and the items that come after the one you remove will all shift down by 0. So if my array 2 is in square brackets 2 is equal duck and my array 3 is with square brackets is equal cat and you remove dog, then my array 2 with square brackets is equal cat and the length of your array is 1 shorter than it was. Okay, bullet points and the final of this chapter, JavaScript and the DOM. We will talk about this in the next lesson. And this is our 11th lesson about HTML and JavaScript is over. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Please put likes, share with friends, comment. Don't forget, meditate, do exercise, eat fruit, eat bananas and nuts, drink more water for the brain. That's all, thank you, bye.